Thank you so much for fixing my porch, Handy Manny. And with the lowest prices in town.
Stand back, ma'am. We're deporting this illegal hombre back to Taco Town.
¿Illegal? ¿Qué demonios estás hablando? No soy un illegal con tus manos.
What's up, guys? It's Benny. I'm going to do two things in this video that you've never seen me do before. I'm going to deeply compliment the federal government. And then I'm going to also compliment CNN's reporting. Are you prepared? Here we go. Please don't unsubscribe. Here is why I'm complimenting the federal government. I wasn't familiar with their TikTok game. Creations like this from Homeland Security is just a piece of art. It's just a work of art. If you want to stay in this country as an illegal, expect to be put on blast by the White House on social media like this. Perhaps you'll be turned into an anime, like the White House did with this fentanyl dealer. Maybe you'll wind up in alligator Alcatraz. We've been there. Probably don't want to end up in alligator Alcatraz. Man, 34 million views on this one. What a banger. It cooked, ladies and gentlemen. You don't want to be caught stepping here in this country under this regime, and they've just superpowered ICE law enforcement capacity. And so expect more problems. Now, CNN has the rare W in moments like this, where CNN reporters tell hilarious truths, like this interview with a criminal alien who'd been in the country for a long time, and he says, listen, I think Trump is a racist, but I would totally vote for him. If I could vote right now, I would vote for Donald Trump. He's a nationalist, and he wants the country to be well. My children were born here, and I want my children to be well. Under Joe Biden, this country is an economic disaster. Trump's a nationalist, and I want him to win. Nationalists love their countries. Dude. All right. That you know, put me in a tough situation here, right? You know, if you self-deport, then you can come back. And with an interview like that, I have a feeling the Trump administration might let you back in. But what do I know? I'm not in charge, right? But CNN is in charge of their programming, and CNN ran this remarkable bit of a family self-deporting. Because, well, the father is a criminal alien, and they expect a knock at the door at any time. Uh-oh. Inside a family is moved to self-deport from the United States of America. I mean, let this be a warning to you, ladies. Don't marry criminal aliens. I don't know. Like, what else? What do you want? Let's see the reaction here. Family packs to self-deport to Mexico, a newly released CNN segment. CNN is very sad to report on self-deportations. They got $1,000 and a plane ticket to go wherever they wanted. Uh-oh. CNN advertises illegal immigrant Mexican family self-deporting back to Mexico after living in Pittsburgh. I think only the father was a criminal alien, but nonetheless. CNN doing, the job, I guess, of the Trump administration in telling the story of how easy it is to self-deport. All this does is keep supporting more mass deportations. CNN wants us to be sad about this family's move to self-deport, but the internet isn't sad. This is how it's done. People are actually cheering this on. The music that set up the message, this is ridiculous. It's all propaganda. If they were here illegally, self-deportation is the best. Trust me, I've been to alligator Alcatraz. You don't want this one, right? Self-deportation is working. Even CNN sees it, and they hate it. But CNN don't run the country, do they? It's like a commercial for immigrants self-deporting. White hats in control of CNN. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's watch.
These are the main pictures from our house that we didn't want to just throw away.
Sasha Mendoza has the impossible task of packing up her family's life in Pittsburgh into a handful of suitcases.
It's really hard to tell a 4-year-old that they can't bring their toys or their stuffed animal. There's just not enough room. We can't put a stuffed animal and then have no pants. I've literally never felt anxiety the way that I have in the last few years here.
So you are saying bye to the U.S. for good?
For good, yeah. Yeah, for good.
Fearful of President Donald Trump's immigration crackdown, Sasha, her husband Julio, and their 3 kids are leaving behind the life they built together.
What are you the most excited for in Mexico?
The pool.
The pool?
And the beach.
And the beach?
Julio is an undocumented immigrant from Mexico. Sasha and their 3 children are all U.S. citizens. They decided to make the move together only moments after Trump took office.
There was an executive order being signed, and that was her call for, said, like, what do you think about moving to Mexico? And I said, honestly, at this point, yeah, let's do it.
We're gonna move to Mexico.
We're gonna move to Mexico, not today.
And with that, the family began to wind down their lives, sifting through keepsakes and moving out of their home.
Say bye to the house.
Bye. Miss you.
When you were dating, did your status as being undocumented come up at all?
And then our first date, we kind of like were mentioning it without mentioning it. And at one point, he ordered a drink and he asked for extra ice. And I said, no, we don't do ice here. And he was like, That was like the only thing we needed to say.
So, by the way.
Julio crossed the U.S. southern border when he was 11 years old, and he's lived in Pittsburgh ever since.
One of his first concerns when we talked about moving is like, how am I going to watch the Steeler games?
You're a Pittsburgh native for all intents and purposes.
Oh my God, yeah.
What made Trump a second term more nerve-wracking for you, that to come to a decision that you had to leave the country?
There are no limits. There are no limits on being a target. The only main concern is like, he looks brown, he looks different, he don't speak English. He's the one. It doesn't matter.
That's where things stand tonight in the case of Gilmar Abrego Garcia.
They were confronted with their worst nightmare when Gilmar Abrego Garcia was mistakenly deported to a notorious mega prison in El Salvador.
I can see myself in that, and I don't want us to wait until we're in the same situation.
There are people who will say, you came to the U.S. illegally, why didn't you do it the right way? What do you say to people?
If you were to be put in my situation at my age to tell me do it the right way, the whole process pretty much takes about 15 to 20 years. By that time, I don't think my kids or anyone's kids who are starving or in a dangerous situation can wait 15, 20 years for you to come here and start working.
What did we say that we could get when we get there?
OPS Sonic.
No, we did not say that.
How did you approach the conversation with your kids?
They know the realistic part of it, which is that it will be very difficult for them to adapt to, especially mostly language-wise. That's like our biggest thing. They're not anywhere near fluent, and they are going to be going into a school that is Spanish-speaking. Who's that? That's you!
For Sasha, leaving the U.S. also means saying goodbye to the places she's called home. You grew up at this house. What is it like for you to leave this house and what it represents to you?
It is definitely hard because, yeah, there's a lot of good memories. This has always been like the kind of comeback place. As far as we know, we won't be able to do that. We've kind of all decided that today is most likely the last time that we'll all be like in the same place at the same time.
Hours of research behind them, the Mendoza family spent their final days in Pittsburgh saying goodbye to family and friends.
Stay in touch, right? No? I love it so big, Dad. Stay safe. Stay safe.
It's a decision not taken lightly, but for Julio, no other choice.
Rolling the dice will be staying here. That will be rolling the dice. Playing with my life, playing with my kids' life, playing with my wife's life. That will be a gamble. I would say it's taking a gamble. I'm taking a certain win on this one, for sure.
What can you say? You chose to marry a criminal alien who's not an American. What did you think was going to happen? And now, because of the decisions you made, now those decisions will lead to more decisions. But too bad. You know what I mean? Like, too bad. It's our country, and if you want to do it the legal way, then get in line. You know what I mean? That's the way I think about it. What do you think? Let me know in the comment section. It's your boy Benny. Like, share, and subscribe. See ya.